everybody. Oh my goodness, all these beautiful souls here. Oh, my light's not on. I don't know. Sorry. It used to come right on when they would go live, my light, but it doesn't anymore. So I don't. It's probably because I shut it off. I don't know. I want to say hi to Bora Bora, Joyful Journey, Hagagrita. How you doing? Fatima. Everybody's here to see Debbie. Hi, Randy. So far, thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. We are going to talk about a couple things today. One being Karen Robinson had asked a question about what to do for your pets during the 4th of July, during when there's loud noises going on. So we're going to touch on that, and then we're going to touch on how we are in another high Sal Rods, another very deep transformational time period, and we are in Cancer season. And I know that's my thing. There's the Lemurian name for this time is Debbie. What's it called? I'm sorry, I forgot.
The Lemurian from July 1st through
Okay.
the 28th is going to be Kaka, and that is the sign of the talking parrot.
Okay.
The essence for that is the voice. And the Stargate for that is actually Ta'u, which is Alpha Centauri.
Alpha Centauri, and that's exactly where we're at. Okay, and we got a Sirius, the star portal opening soon too. But this is a Cancer season, and Western astrology is the feeler that you got to get down into those feelings and feel them and process them and face them and deal with it, whatever that is for you. We're all on a different healing journey, right? And you think you hit these points, and it's like, oh God, I got through that, but there's always another layer of the onion. Hi, Kayla. Hi, McGrill. Hi, Teresa Ford. So we're going to talk about both of those things. But first, Debbie's going to talk about how to help your pets through. And she's going to do a new healing experience today. So that's really cool, too. Thank you, Debbie.
Yeah, we're going to do something different today.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to start off with the animals today, since quite a few are really concerned about the upcoming holiday. And I know that some of the pets don't react very well. You have a real blessing with this because you know that this is coming. And so go ahead, and what I want you to do is take a look at your house and prepare your pet for wherever is going to be most comfortable. It can be the bathroom, or it can be a secondary bedroom. But go ahead and prepare them so that you can set that room up for them with their things, their comforts, their beds, their blankies, their toys. And you can do the food in there, but honestly, most of them, if they're really that stressy, odds are good that they're not really going to be that big on eating. But what you'll need to do is prepare some sort of a fan or music. And I don't mean something like AC/DC. What I mean is something like classical music or frequency music, some sort of nice, soothing, calming sleep type, or frequency musics. 432 hertz is usually a very soothing one. But set them up in there earlier in the day. And depending on your pet, like Valerie and I were talking backstage, and her guy really appreciated having somebody to cuddle with on the day. Some of your pets will really appreciate you just hanging out with them. So set yourself up, maybe bring in your TV, watch your channels or whatever together. Watch cartoons together if you'd like. Don't watch the fireworks. Save it for another time or put it on mute. But the other thing that you can do too is some pets will be completely inconsolable. And so just go ahead and set them up, love them, and then shut the door. And if you're concerned that they're going to eat the wall or destroy the door, go ahead and bring in their crate and go ahead and crate them and then put a nice towel over the top. Don't suffocate them. You don't need the whole thing wrapped up, but you can just put a blankie over it so that they feel like they're in a nice, cocooning den, and that
Mhm.
will help them to feel more safe, more calm. And a lot of times that's going to help. But a lot of people they really get on the bandwagon about banning it. But like I was telling Valerie backstage, a lot of the pets that react negatively to the fireworks, they react negatively to thunder. And quite frankly, Mother Nature is never going to go along with you. To begin with, she's never going to tell you it's going to happen. Usually, you're going to have thunderstorms pop out of nowhere. So yeah, this is a big event that is coming, and so not only that, but right now, if Valerie's up to it, I'm going to go ahead and just do the shiatsu energy balancing.
Okay.
And so this portion, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the meridians in the body. These are the rivers of energy that flow around our bodies. And so by balancing this, what I'm wanting to do and what I'm going to embed in this particular one is some extra soothing energy. So if you wanted to, you could even set up this portion for your pet to do a replay or a loop. um, you could even loop the whole video with us today. And that might work for a really good background soothing type energy for them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in and go ahead and work on them right now. And then we can continue doing our own chatting if that works. Does that
Mhm.
work?
Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay. So I'm going to go quiet for this since this is a left brain activity or right brain activity for me. And
Okay.
oh, if you are sensitive to energy, you may actually feel me like on your neck or your back as I move through. That's just me moving energy, so there's nothing to be worried about. And I will see you on the other side.
Thank you.
I'm getting ready to go on the right hand side. And I'm going to do just a little bit of extra energy here so that it's nice and cocooning. There we go. Wonderful.
Mm.
Okay.
Feels really good. That felt really good. Thank you. How's everybody feel? I know Randy was enjoying it. She said she got a healing this morning, and now she's getting the second one. So she's having.
Keeping it mellow.
She says, "Glad I'm in bed. I'm getting tired." Randy says, but Leah is upset with a chipmunk.
Leah, I'm sorry, honey. What happened with that is it needed the protein. And I know it seems pretty brutal, but that's exactly what happened with that.
If you have any other questions about anything to do with your pets, anything at all, Debbie's here to help us out. And we are going to do a new Lemurian healing thing here in a minute. But I did want to talk about these energies in Cancer. Boy, we have a 29-degree Neptune in Pisces. That's going to be there for like a year. It's the last degree of the zodiac. So there's a lot that's saying the old is got to go as we create the new, right? Because you need that Pisces to imagine and create with. But all the other planets are working, it's like a big sundial. Everything keeps moving, clicking and through, giving us the ideas, the inspiration to create this new life and this new energy. It's not easy, right? It's not going to be solved this month, but this month is about I'll just say this one more time, about looking really deep within ourselves. In fact, we were saying that backstage about how we're being guided to just go in right now. Debbie did a show yesterday on her channel where she was pulling cards, and I'm sorry, say what the cards were saying.
Oh, it was interesting to me that it didn't really matter where I was pulling it from the deck. They were coming up with the exact same messages.
Right.
For everybody that had their oracle card reading yesterday with the Lemurian birth signs, they were going to get the same flavor no matter what. So, like, for example, right now we're in Koh Phanui, and will be for the next few days until the 28th. So next couple of days. And for that, it was gentleness. So that was the essence for ours, was gentleness for this week. And whenever I pulled from another part of the deck, it echoed with patience. These are the same messages, just a slightly different way of hearing it. So for now, for us in this season, it's a matter of keeping still, keeping cool, and then listening, allowing that space, that calmness, and to actually allow what's coming up inside ourselves and just allow it to come in. You don't have to get attached to the stories that the emotions will bring up. A lot of times what you'll find is if you give your body the space, the traumas that have been shoved into it for survival mode will begin to swim up. That's part of why everybody is so busy with their distractions, because you're running away from the stuff that got the traumas that got stuffed into the body. Now, the meridian clearing that I just did, that will help to clear off and ground and clean and clear the stuff that you have stored in your body. And it won't matter if you're a dog or if you're a human or if you're a bird, a horse, a cat, any species will work with that. So you can go back through and you can replay that.
We definitely might need to replay it.
Yeah, the Lemurian astrology right now is, like I said, we have the last 2 days of Koh Phanui. That's the sign of the wombat. And so the energy right now is that of the child, the womb,
Mm-hmm.
creativity.
And that's
And
perfect with cancer too. An
yeah,
inner wounded child, yeah.
you'll continue that for today, tomorrow, and the 28th. And then on the 29th and the 30th, we go into what is referred to as Ma'ita days. And
Mm-hmm.
that is those are crystal light up days. The symbol for that is the crystal. Those are crystal babies. And then it's the central sun is where that energy is coming from. See, at this very moment, what's happening is the light from the central sun is coming through the Stargate Tona, which is the Southern Cross, and then it's out across us. So it's going to go straight to the central sun on the 29th and the 30th. And then July 1st to the 28th, then we will be going into the essence of Kaka, which is the voice, which is the talking sign of the talking parrot. And that'll be through the July 1st through the 28th. And that's where you're going to have things like your ideas coming in and to be able to find your voice and to be able to authentically speak your voice. Well, you don't really quite know what your own voice is until you can go into the stillness a little bit and to the quiet and reflect. And it doesn't have to be a really long time. Even 30 seconds of just closing your eyes will do that as well.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you brought that up, because there is, this is always, a purge, but then we get downloads, we get information, and it's not always going to feel like this. I know myself, I'm saying that for myself because it's been a while for me. I'm going through this detox cleansing thing, but I am starting to feel better. I haven't really been able to sit up here too often and do shows. So, but I'm glad that
some of it too is, it's sometimes we make a purge. It sounds really scary. All it is us. You do purge constantly. Whenever you are breathing out, you are exhaling your old. Then there's a little bit of a pause at the end of that out, and then you take a breath in, and you're bringing in the new. You're constantly renewing yourself this way.
Constant, yeah, and the cells constantly renew. And this is another thing I've been getting is that we're as humans, 3D humans, we're carbon based. We are going into crystalline based.
Yeah.
But the sooner we can't do that until we drop the toxins, the toxicity, the whatever that is within us. I mean, I feel like I've just been through healing for 30 years, dark nights of the soul, all of it. But it, like I said before, it doesn't end. There's always you unravel something else. There's always something else. But we are being prepped by our spirit teams to release, to align with that crystalline body, those crystalline cells.
So reach for the feeling that feels good. Reach for the vibration that feels better. You have a choice at any point to go a higher frequency or a lower frequency. And by that is you can take a high road or a low road. It is your choice.
Yeah.
And
go ahead. Sorry.
All of us, you'll make mistakes thousands and thousands of times in any given. And just take a breath. It's okay. Recenter. Let it go. Don't beat yourself up, because that also throws you into a low frequency. Guilt, shame, fear, apathy. These are all very low frequencies.
Yes. And that's something, I just kind of just been staying to myself and staying calm and just letting myself float,
Allow
basically.
neutrality. Allow that. Yeah. Because sometimes you especially if you dwelt in things like shame and fear and guilt. You're going to instantly woohoo and go up into bliss. I mean, that's a huge, huge jump. Neutrality is a great place to go to.
Yeah.
Sometimes you will go into anger, and anger is actually better than the guilt and the shame, because then you have action back.
Absolutely.
You just do not want to stay in anger for too long, because anger will, of course, affect your body negatively. But you can use anger to get the action back into and to take, to take your own sovereignty back and to establish your boundaries and say, that's not me. That's not my energy. I have no reason to be ashamed or guilty.
That's right. I love it. It's so true, right? Anger does motivate us to keep pushing forward, but you don't want to stay there long. And it is always this, like Debbie just said, in every moment we have that choice: fear or love. Fear or love. Are we going high? Are we going low? Um, and sometimes you get really frustrated. You're sitting here going through a process, but I just kept saying, it's okay, it's okay. I can do this for a few weeks. I'll do it for a month. I give myself like a time frame. Okay, I've gotten this far, but okay, let's see what Oil Painter said. Yes, I felt the impact, even though I'm driving, of your healing and having to be alert on for the road. I
I
definitely.
don't usually recommend that for being driving or behind heavy machinery, but unfortunately, I've discovered that a lot of people, if I say please don't, it's like waving a red flag in front of them. This will be fine. I figure you're on
Well,
it.
Diana's she's pretty well.
She should be savvy by
Yeah, she's pretty good.
now.
And Karen saying hello,
I'm
ladies. Karen, we did talk about the 4th of July in the beginning. If I don't know if you heard it or not, Fatima got rid of a
on the
crick in the
replay.
neck. That's
Wonderful.
cool.
Okay.
Leah says she knows it's nature, just never knew they ate meat.
Yeah, that's the reason why is that there are times in the year that they need a protein boost. Sometimes it's for breeding season, and sometimes they will, not to be a little graphic, but sometimes they need different portions of the body for specific nutritional needs.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Nature.
little gross, but that's it.
What does the dog chow breed named Droopy say when he whines at me?
Let me see if I can get a hold of him. First initial thing was food and attention. He thinks that you're paying attention to something other than him.
Yeah, he wants attention. That's what. Oh, that's cute. You guys watching, I have been using Debbie's gifts for years. She's the first one I turn to. True that. Yeah, and don't forget, this is like the 5th or 6th time Debbie's been on my channel, and each time she's been on, she's done 2 separate, a grounding and a healing. If you ever need a quick boost and some help, just go to any of those videos. And now she has her own channel, and she's uh, have you done healings on your channel yet? I
I
know
haven't
she's
been
done
really
mortality.
I've introduced the Lemurian birth signs, and I've done a couple of oracle card readings on there. So yes, I need to do the energy portion next.
Yeah, and she's been
It's
on
a
Allie.
strong learning curve.
Yeah, it is. This is a big learning curve, this stuff here. But she's been on Allie's channel and Terry Renner,
Mhm.
Holding Your Space channel. So she's done healings on those too. Um, let's see here. Teresa Ford. Oh, it just dawned on me. Neptune is the ocean. We're exploring deeper parts of ourselves in society that we never explored before. Exactly.
Mhm.
Sunken things and things we never even knew existed. It's really cool, really. And it's all going to play out, this next year or two. It doesn't really go direct in Aries until 2026 fully. So it's going to be a back and forth for a while.
Well, would
Um,
you like to do the secondary process that I talked about earlier?
sure. I was just going
A
to
little
finish
more.
going through
Oh,
everything.
sure, sure,
And
sure.
yeah, good. That's awesome, Randy. And we know, we may not have been taught how to do those releases, but we know in that moment how to let go. It's really interesting, isn't it? Pretty cool.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, and
and
there's tons of stuff that in your body you have no idea it's even there.
that's right. It's deep seated. It's cellular, molecular.
Mhm.
Really, it's down in there deep. Um, let's see. I have a theory. Everything is energy, and matter is slower moving energy. Right. Disease are formed by thoughts. We're looping, and that energy becomes a form of sorts, an emotional scar that dams our flow. Exactly. Perfectly stated, Teresa Ford. Well, Heavenly Blessed Honey has, yes, eat and sleep like a baby. There you go.
She's been on a
Uh,
journey.
uh-huh. Leah, I heard there will be monolithic towers that will start to appear. Well, they're already doing that. They've been doing that, actually. Um, they're sent to help us in grid from the avians. Now, I don't know. I don't know if you know anything about that, Debbie.
I think they're humans being silly, truthfully. I know that there are a lot of Star Nation beings and higher dimensional beings that are coming through, and they are helping us. But basically, if you've seen it in the news, then usually it can be human shenanigans.
Mm,
Frat guys that do these party jokes, things like that.
mm.
That's kind of a thing.
Though and there was a couple of shows I saw on them where YouTube things, and I was like, huh, because I thought that at first. Now I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it could be.
Yeah, I mean, we'll never, I- that's the thing about what's coming up with this new era is it. There's it is literally new. It's
Well,
not things that we've experienced
that's
before.
exactly it. And some of the new is the fact that we have been conditioned to respond a certain way.
Right.
So, for us learning how to go forward with this, a lot of this is just being patient with yourself, gentle with yourself, and
Mhm.
allow your imagination to go ahead and roll. If you
Mhm.
want to believe those monoliths are the grid from the avians, go for it.
Mhm.
Absolutely, I'm sure that we will be eating much less than what,
Yeah.
because it's a
I know.
different, and that's just it. We're not really sure what pattern it's going to look like going forward, but it's going to be easy to accept these new ideas going forward because it will be more of a crystalline base instead of the carbon base.
Exactly. So there's it's interesting though to weigh out, theorize on because we don't know.
Well, the more
But I
that we
know,
can play, the more that we can play with it, the better that our energy is going to be about it. And we are really good at creating things, which means if you're creating the fear, or generating ideas of what ifs, and they're dire, unfortunately you can't create that. So it's nice if you can just sit there and maybe look at your clouds and say, hey, I can pick patterns out. Look at that, that's a dragon. Hey, look over there, there's a
mhm,
fairy creeping around. Look for the elementals right now.
yeah, the elementals are really, well, they've been a major
They've
force. They've been
always,
because yeah, always, but they're trusted. They know that this frequency is raising, so they can feel the way it's explained to me. They can feel those of us who are true in our hearts, who are honorable in integrity, right? And as more of us wake up, I mean, look at the trees. The trees keep coming up a lot in my awareness. Just so much is going on, and it's just like at that starting point, right? We're right here, like you said. Just imagine and play with that. Play with those images. It's really cool. Leah, I'm sorry you can't pet him. Teresa Ford's asking if you can asked to take him for a walk. Heavenly Blessed Honey is saying Sterling says very wealthy guys are pulling pranks with those monoliths.
and
Yeah,
I'm not discounting that an avian could be doing that as well.
yeah,
That's the other thing too, is you could be having a well, okay, I'm going to say it because that popped into the avians could actually be pulling the frat boy pranks too.
right.
But they could be doing that also as a wakey thing. And yeah, I do
Um,
think that the news is, especially if it's an attempt to create any form of a fear. Um,
yeah, that's why I love how we're handling it here. We're not taking it in as fear. We're taking it as, hey, it's an option.
yeah,
Anything's possible, right? Um, I think they end up offering them to you after a while. You already have a relationship. Interesting, Teresa Ford. You're getting a hit on that for Leah. She won't let me. Leah saying she won't let me. She's been off to me lately. I think she's going through something, Leah. Let's see. To send energy to that. So much. Let's see. So we're going to do the Lumerian. Debbie's going to do this new Lumerian healing process. What is that? What it's called? A healing process?
Yeah, well, I figured what we would do today is something more in honor of, as you said, Cancer season. So this is to me the end of Kopanui, Maita, and Kaka. What I thought I would do is to actually go through all of our.
I just put it up. Yeah, they are. They're begging us to pay.
I'm sure that they are. So what I was going to do is go through our chakra system
Okay.
in the Lemuria, and I'm going to be using what's known as the Tukupenga, which is the net of Maui. I want to use this as a cleansing tool for our chakra systems. And by just hearing the names of the different chakras that I'm going to be going through, and I am not going to be telling you the specific names of the chakras. That's not what this is about. This is simply for you to go ahead and close your eyes and allow the energies and any of the imagery that you have come up. Because what's going to happen is Tukupenga is going to be doing a sweeping motion, and he's going to be pulling things out of your energy systems, out of your chakras that are not going to be in alignment with your highest good. They're going to go ahead and like sticky flypaper will trap anything that's kind of bogging you down, so that you should, by the end of this, feel like you have a much higher energy frequency system.
Oh, cool. Now, who did you say that was? Who's gonna fly around us and do that? I didn't hear the name clearly. I'm sorry.
It's called Tukupenga, and it is the net of Maui, and by Maui I mean children of the stars.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, so if you'd like, go ahead and close your eyes.
Yeah.
And like I said, just let the names roll over you. Tukupenga, te ariki. Tukupenga, wa'irua. Tukupenga, ma'ita. Tukupenga, tinaro. Tukupenga, tinira. Tukupenga, maki. Tukupenga, teko. Tukupenga, matako. Tukupenga, tawahi. Tukupenga, toi. Tukupenga, muki muki. Tukupenga, taro. Tukupenga, ma'ita. Taro, tukupenga. Toi, tukupenga. Muki muki, tukupenga. Tawahi, tukupenga. Teko, tukupenga. Matako, tukupenga. Tenira, tukupenga. Tenaro, tukupenga. Mahi, tukupenga. Te ariki, tukupenga. Wa'irua, tukupenga. Ma'ita, tukupenga. Beautiful. Well done, everybody.
Oh man, that felt cool. That felt really good. I'm like dizzy from it. Wow.
Great.
Well, that is cool. Okay, now, so you're saying that'll pull out a lot of that deep-seated stuff that's hanging in there?
Imagine, whenever you see somebody that's doing like the fishing nets into the waves, they're throwing it out, they're capturing it, and they're pulling it back in. Well, some of the catch they will just toss back to the ocean because it's not stuff that they want. And then sometimes they'll keep gifts for themselves. But that mostly is to go ahead and to just grasp things out that no longer serve, grasp things out and round it off that is no longer in alignment with you. These may just be echoes of memories of things that just, they might have been you in another life. They just are not you now. And you might have been having a hard time letting it go. For example, there was an enormous release from the group with the heart energy and with the solar plexus energy.
Oh, wow. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, because I know throughout my healing journey, I honestly can't even put years on it. I'd say at least 30, but it felt like something that was so stuck in there from previous lifetimes. And I did my hardest to unravel it, unravel it, unravel it. And it's just, it's amazing how that sticks to your
And
soul.
sometimes I think all of us on our healing journeys, we have gotten to where you pull a thread and then all of a sudden an entire sweater is unraveled and you're still unraveling. So,
It's crazy. Here's Randy getting high again. She loves to get these healings. Let's see. I cured a tree that had black spots on the leaves. Oh, that's
oh,
cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
there we go. We just time traveled.
Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. That means that there was a lot of stuff that was being released out of your body and out of your chakras. Your chakra system actually is different energy systems in different parts of your body, but they extend out into your aura that's
Yeah.
around you as well. So if we don't have space in our body, we start just shoving it off of into the into the ether over our left shoulder.
Right. And that becomes gray and dark and black, And hey, you might have a shoulder pain, or you might have back pain, or hip pain, or
Or
it's
you get that
crazy.
creepy sensation that somebody's watching you, and in fact, it's
Oh,
just yourself.
oh, yeah. And I don't like that one either. She felt her heartbeat in her throat, McGrill did. That's cool.
Great.
Randy's floating again. Leah, amazingly better. Cool.
Wonderful.
Let's see. Yes, Marvin saying, believe half of what you see, son, and none of what you hear through the grapevine. Wow. That gave me
Yeah.
chills for real. Thank you
Yep.
for that, Heavenly Blessed Honey. That's the truth.
Oh, you're so welcome, Randy.
Randy's so cute. I feel like releasing the earth
Wonderful.
to freeze. That's a big
Huge.
move. Yeah.
That
That is
is
what I feel like
huge.
I'm going to start
Ah,
to.
that's a really great sign too. The coughing, that is a lot of energy moving. That is
Awesome.
great. That's
That is,
huge, Teresa.
that is
Make
huge.
sure that you get yourself a drink of water too.
Yeah, everybody get some water. Keep hydrated. Well, it's so darn hot. We have to, but really don't stop. It's going to be quite a intense summer altogether, and it's just keep these practices up. Keep yourself hydrated, healthy. Take your vitamins, whatever you need. You
Mm-hmm.
know.
Oh, and watch yourselves in the high heat. It is summer, so that's
Mhm.
wonderful. Yay!
Awesome. To Teresa Ford. Let's see. And for sure, absolutely understand that about the chakra and energy and the release, or you get paid. I think I understand. I know she's driving, so or
Wonderful, Lori.
ah, that was
I'm
nice.
so glad. I am.
Texas, yeah. Goodness, send love to everywhere that's struggling with intense weather.
Work with the heat.
Yeah, and the floods and
Mm.
whatever else is going on out there. I don't really, I don't, haven't been watching the news. I have to be honest. Texas heat is what? No joke. Yeah, I can imagine. I lived in Arizona for 3 years, and I thought I was in hell. I mean,
Oh,
it's just like they're like it's a dry heat. I'm like, this is hell. This is hell over here. Okay, my liver spine is help of assistance. Does this block me with stenosis? Wait,
I understood.
you
Leah,
understood?
I'm going to float you some extra energy to your lower back. Actually, I'm going to go from your rib cage down to your mid thighs. It's showing me. So just let me go ahead and flood that with a bit of extra light. And it's just going to be a gentle sort of a massaging sensation if you can feel it. If you can't feel it, that's not a problem. And if anybody else's lower back or your lower tummy or hips needs extra assistance, you can hop on the same energy will work with you too. So let me just go ahead and get you a little bit more going here. There you go. That's much, much better.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, she's
You're so
saying
welcome.
She needs surgery. Need of surgery. And
Leah, if you want in the future, go ahead and just come back to the same spot, and you can say, especially if it hurts, just go ahead and sit with that energy again. And you definitely the first shiatsu session that I did, you can sit with that as well.
Yeah, Teresa Ford, I'm with you. It did seem like eternity when I was in Arizona. I like this the East Coast. I like humidity, honestly. I mean, it's a little too hot now and humid, but I can tolerate it better. So many are addressing this fight or flight because we're trying to create a better reality. Exactly. And it's,
Yeah.
that's the thing is the main thing is being aware of that, right? And once you're aware of it, you can say, oh, wait, look what I'm doing here. Why am I doing it this way? Why am I did that for a long time where I would react the same way, but wonder why things wouldn't change. Well, you have to approach it differently. But that's really cool. The awareness is what counts. Randy would avoid surgery at all costs. I have to agree. Hopping on. Let's see. I guess she hopped on to that. Can't walk well or sleep crumbling. I'm sorry, Leah.
Yeah. Again, go ahead and go back through the MP3 that we just did the first section on there. And I'm not sure about your finances, but to give you an idea, if you go to, I think they're in the description box below, but if you go to my MP3s, there actually is a specific one that is for people. And one of my dear friends, she used to have osteoporosis very badly. And she actually used that exact MP3. She would play it multiple times a day to help regrow her spine, essentially. Because what happened with her was she would have multiple fractures in her spinal column.
Oh my God.
And terribly uncomfortable. So I completely understand. But she would play that over and over in the background to get relief from that. So if you want, that MP3 is available. But you can go back to any, like Valerie was saying, you can go back to the shiatsu balancing section on this one, or I've been on several times and I've always done that shiatsu section to balance the meridians.
Yeah, because to me, it's the energy healing to me is, but maybe one day modern medicine will include energy healing, but so far as it is now, they're not. But I hope it works for you, Nia. Keep playing. Put it on replay.
Definitely replay.
Let's see. Yeah, Florida. I live there too. That's brutal.
Sure.
That's but you have so much water around. There's no water in the desert. I just want you to know. And what water is being pumped through your house is calcified, and it's just you have to have those water purifying things in your house. Yeah, the whole thing. I'm like, you know what? Okay, cool, Leah. It's there for you. Anybody who needs it, please use it. Yeah, we are the modern medicine, right? We're the way forward.
The fascinating thing to me too is because we are remembering medicines from the ancient times as well. I mean, a lot of these techniques, you're picking up sound energy theories and different energy techniques, and a lot of these will bridge back into the ancient times, ancient Lemurian, ancient Egyptians. It's fascinating to me that we are rediscovering these old technologies, and they work really, really well.
Yeah, they do.
Nice. I mean, but I'm not going to turn my nose up at modern medicine. So many people I've seen, they're shocked at me, and it's like, but I thought, and it's like, are you kidding me? I'm going to latch onto anything that's going to work. I think that you should, especially if you're doing something that is very big, you should take a look and get 2 or 3 different opinions.
Integrate all of it. Yeah, we can integrate. There's so many healers. There's so many different types of energy healers. There's, do the the modern stuff, that's what I do if it gets real bad. I haven't had to go to the doctors, thank God, for a while. But that was because I kept going to healers. I kept trying to work through it, you know. Teresa Ford, you're absolutely right. There is nothing worse than, well, I only drove through Texas. I'm sorry, and it was really hot, but Arizona was god awful. So Florida wasn't so bad. You at least get breezes. I don't know. Okay, cool, Leah. Yes, it will help you too, Randy. Texas is not on the first place to go list, is it? We are energy first, absolutely. Is there a warehouse on? Ah, that's interesting. Is there
I don't know.
the ants? I think
You
it's
know,
the ants.
it wouldn't. Is she talking about the alien hive complex that's under
Yeah,
there?
I think it's the ants.
Yeah,
Oh
I
God, I can't
I
remember the
don't
name.
personally know because I don't tend to look into that region to begin with.
Yeah,
But it would really not surprise me to know that there were
mhm,
civilizations under there.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, it
Lower
makes no
frequencies.
sense. there, there is a water
Probably
source
taking the water
underneath it,
source there.
and the water reserves under Arizona were vast, like trillions of gallons, but the farmers were allowing. Now this happened while I was there, so I was pretty into this story. We're allowing other countries to grow and use that groundwater for free. I mean, there's hardly any water there. It's hard to access. You know, you have to. Well, anyway, I'm not even going to get into it, but yeah, there's all kinds of strangeness going on. I see many of us like that river with the dam. We are breaking, that's right, and blockage and rerouting passive flow, even though some destruction, we are creating a new way of doing. Absolutely, Mary. That's that dam. I think it's Minnesota or
Wisconsin.
Minnesota, Wisconsin. I'm sorry. Yeah. And Diana said, consistency is so important when you choose a healing mode. You must be consistent or it doesn't work. That's true too. Stick with it.
Very true.
People who live in Texas sure deal with the heat. I can't handle it, but hi, Erin. Nice to see you. Everything is tense here. My stepdad's heart surgery is tomorrow morning. My mom is crying and she wants me to know if it, no, it's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a bad migraine all day, so I haven't been helpful.
Aaron, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and do just a really quick. I'm going to give you the choice. Do you want me to do a Lemurian type exercise, or would you like me to do a grounding exercise for you, like a bubble? But I'm going to go ahead and say, actually, let me choose for you. I'm going to go ahead and do the Lemurian one right quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on your energy system. Everything is tense. It's going to be okay. If you've got like a teddy bear or a stuffed animal that you can shove into your mom's arms, if it's about 18 inches or bigger, so much the better. Let her cry on that thing all she can because she has got so much emotion wrapped up in this. It's a very high energy, freaked out, panic type thing going on. And then we're just going to do what's called a harmonization right quick. Tie, hori, hora, mahaka watahi. It ingwa to irita otawana. Why you tapu? It ingwa tefenui. Tarani tikatao. Why you tapu? It ingwa to fire. Tamatua to tama. Why you tapu? Tie, hori, hora. Okay, and I'm just gonna, if you can stick with me just a little bit longer here, Aaron, I'm gonna try to clear off that migraine for you. It's like you've got a lot of congestion at the base of your skull. It doesn't surprise me. If you can just lift your chin, then I'll go ahead and allow your neck muscles to give it some space, some relief. And a lot of times you can even just play with your head a little bit, lift your chin up, and then allow your head to wiggle back and forth just a little bit. And you can sometimes even get pops. But sometimes even, I don't know about you, but sometimes I've even had it where the the atmosphere, it's like you've got a barometric pressures changing because you've got different weather fronts that are coming through. And if they come through quite quickly, that can also lead to migraines.
Yeah, everybody's tense.
And I would say in that scenario, it can be really tempting to dive into any form of comfort food. But if you have any kind of a comfort food that you already know leads to bad side effects, it doesn't agree with you, like allergies, or leads to the migraine trouble, go ahead and drop it for now. Don't be trying to tempt fate with bad food choices in the moment. Stick with foods that you know are going to go ahead and support you. And anything that you can get into your mom that would be just something solid that she can eat. Anything that you can tempt her with, like a piece of cheese or something a little more solid, it's going to help. But mostly just shove a teddy bear at her and let her cry as much as she can. And don't pay attention, the whole "it's my fault" thing. No, don't take that on. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, don't allow it in.
She's upset right now.
Yeah, don't allow it in. This is it's hard. It's hard to be that strong.
Especially with a migraine all on your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay, Randy says she's jumping in this one too. Cool. Fatima, I live in Toronto, Canada. This winter was way too warm, very out of the ordinary. The ice caps up north are melting very fast. Now we have so many fires. Wow.
You had a really strange weather phenomena happening that was very far north that I noticed in Canada over the winter time. I don't know why, but basically an area that should have been nothing but ice was exhaling sulfur, or I should say sulfuric acid.
Ooh. But then, don't you think? I think, and what I'm hearing from my guides is that this is Earth's changes as we ascend in frequency.
It can be the Earth's changes. It can also be some shenanigans that are happening.
Oh, absolutely. The shenanigans, are always in the background.
I don't know about your area, but I've seen where some of the fires have been helped by people that have, for various reasons, wanted to start those fires.
Absolutely. The nefariousness on this planet that's been here for probably over 26,000 years is not going to go away.
No, and some of it is just as simple as some guys wanting an extra paycheck.
Yeah.
Which is
they
really
don't care. Yeah. I set her off because I can't pay attention to something she's trying to show me because she turned on the light. I'm the devil because I don't know why. I just need to eat so I can take a headache medicine. Okay. Yeah, you do that, and don't let people get to you like that, Erin. I know it's easier said than done.
She's not actually had the experience of having the knife stabbed through your eyeball because you've got a migraine and the light got turned on. You have my sympathies for that. But nothing I really understand. She is freaked out right now, and she really just needs to cry.
Mm-hmm.
Randy, with yours, you have actually been getting a few more extra connections and a few downloads.
Mm-hmm. She has.
Been really enjoying this Lemurian stuff. That's been resonating with you. So it's touching and activating.
Yeah. Yeah. That right on
stuff. Ice may help. Give it a try. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it does not.
I'm going to tell you what I did. I had a migraine once, the first time I got a migraine, and it lasted 8 months. They had every test done to me. They thought I had a bleed on my brain or whatever those things are called, and nothing. And it's just you have chronic migraine. You just got to live with it. And I'm like, F that. That's not happening.
That's not your head.
No. We are not, dude. I would just I would go to work and I was bartending and waitressing, and tears are just pouring out of my eyes all the time. I had to work though, and on heavily medicated and all that. And of course, you get addicted to that, but that's a whole nother story. So anyway, I got to the point where I was over it all,
Mhm.
and I don't know where it came from. I must have read it somewhere, and it was like, sit there. It's going to sound a little bizarre, but try it out, Erin. And you push all your energy to the front of your forehead, like you're going to the bathroom. Like it's a really difficult push. Does that make sense? I don't mean to be gross. I'm sorry if it is. And you just hold it there for like as 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Repeatedly do it. I never ever had to deal with a migraine again. It worked every time for me. I don't know why. I don't know where I got the information from. It works though. And it's like you're pushing that all of your energy out of your forehead. And they would be like all in my head. I don't know. But anyway, that's my story. And thank God. But that took me, I want to be honest, it took me probably about 4 years before I figured that out. And I suffered for 4 years with those things.
Well,
And
energetically speaking, she could even be activating or getting the start of her third eye opening,
that's
which
true too.
you can potentially just press right here on
Yeah.
your forehead, in between your eyebrows. It's just right here for the
Mm-hmm.
third eye, and that's another chakra. That's a brow chakra.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, because that does that is when exactly when my third eye was blowing open and I didn't know it, but it came in as a
and it
migraine.
can come in as headaches.
Yeah, and my heart chakra, when my heart chakra blew open in Arizona, my God, it poured energy for a year and a half out of my heart. I thought I was like, I'm just gonna have a heart attack 1 minute. I don't know what's going on, but
Yeah.
it was crazy, and that stays, and I can now make that happen. I can pull energy in and pull it out and send it. It's interesting how we
Did your dragons show you how to do that?
I was just understanding my dragons at that time, and I hadn't connected the dots yet, but yeah, eventually, once I
Mhm.
figured it out, had time to think
Mhm.
about it. And it was crazy. I was lived right by the Superstition Mountains, and you could see them outside the back sliding doors, and they're gorgeous, right? It was
Yeah,
gorgeous view.
powerful.
And I'm having this moment where my heart chakra is blasting open. I'm asking to die because the pain was so bad. And I
Mm.
look out the window, and the whole mountain is a crystal. And it just stayed
Wow,
like that. It was so cool. It was like,
gorgeous.
okay, maybe I don't want to die. Maybe I'll think about it. And 2 days later, I freaking realized I'm not in pain anymore. I didn't even realize it because I was so used to the
So
pain.
used to it. Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a
So,
while to notice the
yeah.
absence. Yeah.
It's crazy. This whole awakening thing, the whole thing is just nuts. But it's been a cool adventure, I have to say. Yeah, all is going to be revealed. That's absolutely true. I'm sorry, I didn't stay focused.
Mm. It is, and it's a very heightened. I can feel the energy around it. It's like what happens right before a lightning strike.
Yeah. And this is the sad part, right? A lot of people don't know how to go in and deal with their emotions, and they come at you when they're afraid, or they're angry, or they're pissed, or whatever,
Aaron,
right?
I'm gonna say something on this. She makes me feel like a failure, honey. You're gonna have to take back your power because nobody can make you feel anything.
Mm,
You have to learn to accept or let it go. And if you need what you can do, some of the words that come out, I don't know if you ever saw the old Peanuts thing with the teacher, where in Charlie Brown, they would go and they would have the teacher talking. And when the teacher would talk, it would be one of those wham, 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 wham. There was nothing clear. You might be able to juxtapose something like that. Don't be disrespectful if she's actually telling you something that you need to do specifically, but you're gonna need to change how you're perceiving what she's doing.
mhm.
Um,
This is
and
learned behavior from childhood, is what I'm
it'll
getting.
learn behavior.
And
It's gonna obviously be, right now, may be a little tricky, because I got to be honest, with the situation that's happening, you're not going to do anything right, because right now nothing will be right, because quite frankly he's in a horrible, scary situation, and so she's supposed to be in fear mode. And if anything, go ahead and you can replay parts of this. We did in a different the last show that I was on, I went ahead and did a bubble exercise, and you could even listen to that. Just playing any of these shows that I have done with Valerie on low in the background will help move and shift the energy that's in your house. But you're going to need to start dealing with the languaging and everything. I get it, but as Valerie was saying, this is some of our work. Is we have to, now that you are aware of it being there, you're going to need to start taking your own sovereignty, and that means realizing that no one outside of you can make you feel a specific way. And it's even trickier when it's with your parents or your first family, because so much of our stuff gets imprinted whenever we are 7 years and younger.
Yeah, so, and it's hard.
Being aware of this, and just keep trying.
Yeah, keep trying. I know when I had, this is before I even knew what was going on, before I was waking up, I just had my kids, and my mom was, I felt I had the same kind of mom. I was always wrong. I was always the victim, and she was always coming for me, right? And I just went off one day, and I said, you know what? You're not doing this to me anymore. I lived in Virginia. She lived in Pennsylvania, and I just hung up on her, and I didn't talk to her for 2 years. I mean, sometimes, you know, I was going to raise my kids the way I was going to raise them. I wasn't going to raise them the way I was raised, and that's just how that was. And you know, it was hard, but I had to find out who I was in that, you know, because I had allowed that victimization to take over for so long. You know, I thought it would pour me all the time. Well, it was my, you know, in a lot of respects, it was my fault for allowing it. But what did I know? It happened from childhood, you know, so takes a little while. But and now we got an excellent relationship. We're best friends, you know, so it does, there is healing. Just got to be honest. And that's hard in this reality. And it's not the time, because now her husband's about to have a operation tomorrow.
Yeah, you know? I would not be having a fight at this particular moment.
I would just keep to myself.
Just keep playing the energy. Sure.
That's cool.
That's great.
It's okay. Get it out. You got to get it out somewhere, honey. It's okay. But really take stock of what we're saying to you, because you have all the power to make you.
But like Valerie said, don't confront her right now. At this particular moment, she really needs you in her corner.
There you go. Send love. I send that on to everybody. 3 support. Send love to all of it. And, you know, if you can just make yourself scarce, go. I know you have a nice garden. Go out into your flowers. I know it's hard to go out in the sun and the heat when you have a migraine. Hopefully
that'll bring some of the flowers in for her. Make a bouquet.
Oh, that would be nice.
Roses or something. Anything to help cheer her up a little bit. I mean, this is her guy that's potentially leaving, and that's really scary.
Yeah, that is scary. You know, and life is really intense right now. All of it. We're all getting hit on our own level.
Yeah, everybody's got different buttons.
Yeah. And everybody's being so kind. Thank you all. Yeah, project. Nope. I don't know where we got. Yeah, and we can't change her mom either. That's the messed up part. Her mom has to learn that, or hasn't learned that herself yet. Hopefully she will in this lifetime. Um, we do love you, Aaron. Inside out too. Hmm. All right. Does anyone have any questions for us before we go? We've been a little bit over an hour. And you know what? That's an excellent thing to say too. Just say that to yourself. No, I don't have to accept that energy. You don't even have to say that to your mom
Mm-mm.
at
In fact,
all.
I would not say that out loud to anybody.
No, no.
That
Don't
is you standing in your own power whenever you
That's
do
right.
that.
That's right. It's important that we all understand. This is what we're being asked right now. Are you a sovereign, free sovereign being of unconditional love and truth? Really? That's what I always hear that. And the ability to stand in that regardless of what's going on, because the world is, we look around, the world's blowing up in different phases all around us, right? And if we have to keep that, our our energy column centered and strong, you know and it's so easy to want to just lash out, and that's okay too. We get angry. I get angry that we're still here dealing with this crap, but I understand that it's a process, and we're going along the path, and this is where the path is getting deeper, though. It's getting more transformative, intense, you know. And we have to make these decisions as we face them. Am I going to allow someone to make me feel like this, or am I going to do XYZ, whatever it is? We got to make those choices. Yes, we are your tribe, Aaron. Isn't that the truth? I think everybody has something from childhood, honestly. Or something along the
Everybody was
way.
conditioned.
Hmm.
Yeah.
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 And see, that's your mom, and of course you love her. You don't want to hurt her, and you understand that she's just not where you're at. But don't let her dump on you. Don't accept that energy coming on you. Descendant love. See the pink. I always do this. When someone's angry, I see them in a pink plasma bubble of unconditional love, and that seems to dissipate it down, and it calms them down. And I don't have to say a word. You know, it's not easy. Yeah, that's true too, Leah. Mm. Damn, Randy. Now, see, this is what standing. It's unfortunate. So we got to stand in our power, though. Oh, yeah, that's nice, Leah. Where are you? I can get you up here. Mom's in
No.
the 90s. That's nice.
Yeah.
Really? It's just you just got to show people, hey, I'm a little bit more crazier than you sometimes. Yeah, and you will too. It's we're here to walk each other home, but as we're doing that, we're making each other aware that there's something else more than what we have been conditioned to believe there was, right? So uh, it's a journey, man. I'll tell you what.
Good. Good.
Good,
Great.
Leah.
That is great.
Yes, Leah, trust and believe everybody. Aaron, thanks so much for the advice and well wishes. That's right. Well, nobody's perfect. You just love yourself. I always bring it back to myself. No matter how someone feels about me, I'm like, well, I love and accept myself, and I send them love, and I just drop it. I just drop it. We could go on and back and forth, and I used to be like that. When you have to believe what I feel. No, they don't. They don't have to believe anything I feel.
Nope.
I
Nope.
think you guys love them, don't mean them like we're doing, but it's their stuff, not ours. Exactly. Be gentle with ourselves. Everyone has a blessed day and evening tomorrow. You as well, heavenly blessed, honey. And the last one is Fatima. After my mom had the stroke in dementia. She was totally different. It drove me crazy. I would pray for God to give me strength. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so hard. I saw my grandmother with dementia. That's a tough one. You know, she thought I was stealing her underwear. What they want to talk about? She's living in a, you know, retirement home where my mom worked. My mom was a hospice social worker, and she kept yelling at me. I was stealing her underwear. You know, they were taking her underwear and putting the, pull-ups in there.
Mm.
She, I don't know. Energy is wiggly. We're rebalancing constantly. Yes,
Mhm.
boy, our spirit, sea leg muscles are getting strong. Exactly. I mean, it's constant. We're trying to stabilize, right? We're no longer in that density of the 3D, but we're still not out of it as we're extending up. So it is a balancing act for sure. All right, guys, if there's no more questions. Oh, I did want to show you these. I picked these when Debbie and I were talking earlier. I got flow, find an easier path forward, surrender the outcome, release your expectations.
I love that card.
Isn't that beautiful? I love
Hmm.
the unicorns. And then I got miracles. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the how. Yeah. So guys, this is it. We're gonna
Yeah.
flow through this month and know that miracles are all around us. And patience he did. Oh, thank you all very much. I love y'all. Well, we appreciate you. We'll see you next month. You're gonna come on again next month, Debbie?
I sure will.
Awesome. All right. We'll see you in a month, see how things have progressed from now into then. We love you. Y'all be safe today.